Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Let's Talk Autism. Welcome, everybody. Let me put the link in the chat for Mr. Charles here. 1 second. If you are brand new to our Let's Talk Autism, this is open discussion. Uh, ooh, that was kind of loud, wasn't it? This is open discussion. So we are streaming on Facebook. We're going to wait for Mr. Charles to get up here. So we talk about our loved ones and our journeys, and sometimes we break the monotony and have a laugh or two. It's just another way for us to come together and socialize. Everyone is welcome. So if you have a question about autism, want some advice, some suggestions, feel free to throw it in the chat. If you can help someone, feel free to answer in the chat. It's all about us learning, sharing, and supporting one another, and just coming together and socializing. How you doing, Mr. Charles?
Oh, I'm doing fine. How about you, Nita?
I'm doing good. Hi, Michael. How are you?
I'm Michael.
See who we got here. Oh, that was Mr. Charles there.
It's been snowing
Uh,
today in Connecticut.
Noah Ruben. Hello, I just got my RBT this month. For yourself or your child?
I know.
Uh, okay. So if you are in here, please make sure you hit the like button. That'll help us out. Even if you're not going to say anything, you are not required. But if you do want to get in the chat and say hi, that's absolutely fine. If you are viewing from inside one of the groups, make sure you click on the actual video. That will bring you to the live chat. I'm also logged in here on TikTok, but we're not on the same stream. I had to turn my phone camera around so they can see. So, hello, everybody. Um, Again, please make sure to support the live by clicking the like button. Um, you didn't hear anything? Oh,
Now,
it was.
now
Oh, you
I did. At first, when you
okay?
first started, there was
Okay,
no
yeah,
audio.
I had the microphone on mute.
Yeah, I kept
I
checking my
forgot.
iPad to make sure my sound was up. Hi, Pam.
Hey, Pammy. I just got my RBT this month for work.
All right.
Okay, I work with children with autism.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Good.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. And I always anytime anyone lets us know that they work with our precious babies, I always say thank you. So thank you, and please know that you are appreciated, because it really takes someone who's passionate and who cares about our babies to work with them. Now, I do have a quick announcement for our book club members. We are not going to have a meeting tomorrow because it is Martin Luther King's Day. We have observation of his birthday, which is actually on the 15th. But it's Observance Day of his birthday, and as you know, he was a civil rights leader. He believed that all people should be created equal, and I believe that too. But on his day is a day of service. So if you can get out there and help someone, check on your neighbors, make some phone calls, make sure your friends and families are doing okay. But if you can volunteer and help out somewhere, that would be perfect. There's no school for our kiddos here in Michigan tomorrow, um, due to Martin Luther King Day. All right, let's see. Oh, we have Dale. Hello, Dale. How are you?
Hey, Dell.
Thank you for chiming in. And as I stated before, if you are in the chat and you have a question, you want to share some good news, some not so good news, um, you have a piece of advice, please feel free to chime in the chat. And if you are viewing from inside one of the groups, make sure um, if you want to talk in the chat, make sure you click on the actual video, and that would bring you to the live chat. I am blessed, Dale says. Yes, yes.
Okay.
What you do today, Mr. Charles? How was your day? What did you do?
Well, you know, it's snowing here in Connecticut, and so Cindy and I attended our congregation meeting was held on Zoom today because of the snow, and so we sat down together here in the basement and brought the meeting up on on her iPad. Should say she has two iPads, so used one of her iPads for it, and it was nice. And since then we've been relaxing. I've been doing laundry.
Okay.
I
Awesome.
made my very simple potato salad that made it to have with. I cooked some pork chops and some kale last night, so I made it to go with those today. Go with the leftovers.
Okay, sounds good. Pork chops. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to make me some in the next few days. Now I have somebody else mentioned they had pork chops the other day. I think it's time for me to have a chopper too. Yeah, well, my day has been good. I had my grandson over for the weekend, so him and DeAndre had a wonderful time playing ninjas and with their swords. And I even had to become a ninja myself for a minute. But it
Okay.
was a peaceful, restful weekend. I lounged around the house pretty much throughout the day. Anyone else has anything they want to share today? Feel free, feel free. You are more than welcome. Anyone wants to come up, let me know. Oh, let me try it. Let me put this up here. Let's see, how do I adjust? Okay, it's big. You can do tall or wide. We'll do regular. Okay. Yep. So that's how my day is going. So DeAndre now is upstairs with his sister, bugging her as usual. Yep. So I'm trying to think of uh um uh group question we had recently. Um it was about how some autism moms can be judgmental. What are your thoughts on that, you guys? Did you see that post, Mr. Charles?
Yeah, I didn't see it. No. What was the post?
About how some autism moms are judgmental of other moms, if
Um,
they haven't been through something.
yeah, I didn't see it, but I can kind of understand. It's kind of to be expected that some people assume that everybody else's experience and with something is the same as theirs. But with autism, your experiences in raising an autistic child are so varied that you you may think well, I've seen it all, but no, you haven't. You've seen only your own experience.
Right. Yeah, and people have to remember, just because you've seen one person on the spectrum, and their behaviors and mannerisms and all that good stuff does not mean that all of the children are the same. It's a spectrum. Autism is a spectrum. So they are all different, and we should not be judgmental. If another parent is going through something, show some empathy, some understanding. Just because you don't feel that way, at the time, doesn't mean someone else feelings aren't valid. You didn't either, James. Hi, James. How are you?
James.
Pam said we just hung up at home. He still won't go with his dad anywhere. Oh wow. Well, you
Yeah.
are his safe space, Pammy. You are his safe space. Yeah.
Uh,
James says he knows people with autism. Okay. Well, you also know those people are all different, and everyone is not the same. What is your thoughts on that, Pammy? I think we all need to, um, not just people who don't know about autism and not living it, but those who are living it. You know, everyone needs to have a level of understanding of everyone else. Because
I think
just because you're feeling good doesn't mean, or just because your child is one way doesn't mean someone else's child is the same.
I think too, when you're doing an online group like this, you know, sometimes you got to step back, and sometimes the tendency, a knee-jerk reaction to something, and you know, step back and say, "Hey, wait a minute," you know, is this really valid?
Hmm.
You know,
Hello, Antonio. Welcome.
hi, Antonio.
And if you don't have a child on the spectrum and you're curious, you are welcome to ask questions. I mean, like we were just talking about, everyone's experiences may be a little different, but it's always okay to ask questions. That's how we spread awareness, and you get to know about autism. Let me see if I could think of another post we had this week. But if you have some thoughts on that, being judgmental, please share your thoughts in the chat. For those of you who are in the group and you'd like to chime in the chat, make sure you click on the actual video, and that will bring you to the live chat. Otherwise, we may not see your comments until after the live is over. While you're here, I'd appreciate if everyone make sure you show some love by clicking that love button. Hey, Kelly. Kelly says, hello, didn't know we were getting together. Yes, yes. We won't have book club meeting tomorrow because tomorrow's the actual holiday. But yeah, tonight, um, the Let's Talk Autism still on, but no book club meeting tomorrow, Kelly. We'll resume that the following Monday.
Yeah, hi, Kelly. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were either, but I checked and there we
Yeah,
were. Yeah, because I know on the I think it was the 28th, December 28th, I think it was, that I didn't come on because I thought there wasn't a meeting and there was one.
yeah. Yeah, usually if I'm not really doing anything the day before a holiday or a couple days, then I'll come on.
Yeah.
But on the actual holiday, no, no. If
Yeah.
it falls on the actual holiday, then no. Okay, so once again, for those of you, and for those of you who want to join the book club, make sure you our book club is Autism and Us Book Club. It is on Facebook, the group. We also have a community page for the book club, Autism and Us Book Club community page. Make sure you follow us over there if you're not ready to join the group. That will keep you up to date with some information. Let me see if I can put it in the chat here. Now I might have to, I can't do it through StreamYard. Won't let me tag. Yeah, I'll have to put it in afterwards. But yeah, that's Autism and Us Book Club. We are looking for more members to come in and participate. But please follow us on the Autism and Us Book Club community page. Another announcement too, we have a save the date for April the 18th for our sweatpants and mimosas. We will be putting out more information about that real soon. The tickets for that will be coming up. I believe we may do it the end of this month. We are also doing another raffle, our annual raffle for the gigantic, not gigantic, but the big self care basket. Um, so I'll have, this year we'll be doing online raffle tickets instead of the paper raffle tickets for that. So it'll make it easier for everyone. But I'll have that. I may have the raffle tickets out by tomorrow. And by purchasing a raffle ticket, not only are you entered to win the basket, and we will ship it anywhere, no matter where you are, but you are also helping our community, and all funds will go towards our event April 18th. If you would like to donate self care products, we are looking for those of you who would like to donate some self care products. Um, Reach out to me. We also take monetary donations. You can see that on our website as well as Facebook. If you'd like to sponsor, be a sponsor of our event, reach out to us. That information will also be on the website. But raffle tickets will be coming up tomorrow, I believe. Pammy says, honestly, I don't ever bash other parents. If I don't agree, I move on. I believe it's happening more because of our crazy leaders spreading false info, causing our community in an uproar. We should always support each other. And you know, I have to agree with you, Pam. Um, it's 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 so much going on now, and so much misinformation, and um, you know, it's always somebody's coming up with the next best thing, and it should be this way and it should be that way. It gets tiring. And then instead of us having a conversation about it, everybody's getting angry. And then
Yeah.
they lash out on other parents, or be judgmental.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's one contributing factor, I think. The misinformation and conspiracy theories. But another thing is just the fact that different parents' experiences are different,
Yes.
and sometimes there's the human tendency to react in knee-jerk fashion to something we read, instead of hold on, you know, am I overreacting? you
Hmm.
know, maybe I need to reread this. Maybe I need to think about this a little bit before I jump in quickly and criticize.
Right. Yeah. I have that issue with jumping because now the Autism and Us page has started to get more traction. So with that, you get a lot of trolls. You get a lot of comments that are hurtful. I had someone use the R word towards my son. I even had someone use the N word towards me.
Wow.
Yes, yes. I reported both pages, but who knows? And delete it. But instantly, my instinct, as soon as I seen the comments, I jump right in and I'm typing what because I'm mad. And then
Yeah.
I have to look at it. I said, they're trolls. Don't don't let them get to you, Nita. Just block them and delete.
That's the thing. I've had to block some people I know. I mean, one lady I worked with at my last job, she, you know, posts, she starts posting anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, and no time for that. I've blocked her,
Mm-hmm. Kelly
unfriended,
says,
blocked.
I had a lady say that autism moms always make it about them. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I've heard that too. It's not all about us.
yeah.
We are a part of it, but it's not all about it.
Well, also that implies that the autism moms are seeking some special advantage for themselves, seeking sympathy for something that you know they just need to get over. And no, come on, show some compassion instead.
Right. Wow. How are you gonna and we have a right to, not be over it, you know? Some parents probably will never be over it. Pam says we should never judge knowing we are on the journey together, even though we don't always take the same road. Exactly. Exactly. We all raise our children and do things differently for our children, but whatever works. I'm sure we all, not just moms, but dads too, all are doing the best we can and doing what works for our kids. I hate, I, let me not say hate, I dislike when people come, you shouldn't let him do that. Or why are you letting him? I've been in this for a while with him. I do know my child. I think I know my child a little better than you do.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things. I mean, just take just an example is the fact that you've got a son who really has no chance of living independently. Is always going
Right.
to need
Exactly.
services, and so as opposed to you have someone who's got a good chance of being able to lead an independent life. Then you want to be bigger on the age appropriate things. You don't want to see a teenager still carrying little kids toys around with him in public. If you know that teenager has a good chance of being able to make it as an adult.
Yeah, my son is 19 years old. He's a 5-year-old in a 19-year-old body. So, if he wants his toys, he will have his toys. Yep. Well, as long as it's making him happy, and I wish he would go towards age appropriate, but that's not him.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's the thing, and it's not important with someone
Hmm.
who's not going to be able to live independently anyway.
Right. Right. Kelly says, "Oh my God, I love DeAndre getting his new." Oh, and he was so happy. I had goosebumps seeing his beautiful face. Oh my God, Kelly, he was so happy. I mean, that stemming went. He was went to stimming, and then it was playtime, I think, for the next 2 days because he had me and his nephew in ninja gear, and he carries those swords around up and down the stairs, back and forth. Yep. So whatever makes him happy. Yep. You know what? Nope. He doesn't like Ninja Turtles. Now, my older son, back in the day, he used to love Ninja Turtles, but DeAndre likes to look up actual ninjas, like he studies them. Um, Samurai, what is it? Samurai and the Ninjas. He loves to look those up on YouTube.
I mean,
So
it's just
that's
like,
what makes him happy.
well, it's just like even little kids, have like different kinds of toys. Not all
Yeah.
little kids like the same toys. Not all, and it's not just gender related. Not all
Right.
boys like the same toys. Not all girls like the same toys.
Exactly. Pam says I love watching DeAndre. Yeah, he tickles me though too. Boy can be very hilarious. Very hilarious. Kelly says, I responded to the lady that made that comment about moms. I told her that I don't have to explain anything to anyone. That's right, Kelly. That's right.
Yeah, that's the thing. Of course, you have a different thing. Of course, what you're describing, Nita, with the trolls. You got someone whose whole, purpose is malicious to begin with,
Yeah.
versus someone who, like the lady I had to block. I mean, she was somebody I enjoyed, working with her and so on. When we both used to be working, she and I both retired now, but when she, started posting anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, had to unfriend her and block her.
Mhm.
I'm not listening to that.
Yeah. Pammy says, Ralph still loves Toy Story. Always will. That's his safe space right there. Yeah. Thomas says, when I was little, I never talked for a long time. I took speech for many years. I still have issues, and I am 51. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, Thomas. And a lot of you guys, Pam, I know you have a page. I want to welcome you guys. If you have a autism related page dedicated to your child or even just dedicated to autism, please share it in the comments. And please, you guys, follow all these pages if you are someone on the spectrum, if you are a parent. Let's support each other. So feel free if you have an autism related uh, Facebook page, please feel free to share it in the chat. Let's show each other some support. And this I'm gonna start doing this um every week. So if you guys come on, um, please share your pages. Uh, Let me see. Did I miss anything? Nope. Kelly says Jordan loves SpongeBob and the Grinch. Riker, my grandson, will not take his Spider-Man shoes and PJs off.
yeah,
Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Okay, I like the Grinch too, though. Pam says, I haven't been on mine for a while. I need to start. Yes, you do. But share the link in here, Pammy. Share the link in here. And if anybody else has a page, feel free.
yeah, yeah. We'd like to hear from you.
Yeah. Yep, because I find that different pages bring different perspectives and you see the differences in, um, autistic individuals. You see their personalities. Some parents start up pages for purely educational purposes. Some a mixture like me. It's a mixture of a little education and a lot of entertainment from my son, you know, and some people just post, quotes and everything, but it's awareness. It's awareness. Yep, I follow them. I love Johnny. John
Okay.
John. Yep, I follow them. I sure do. Actually, I just before I came on here, I was looking at one of his dad's videos, was showing him eating some cheese. He was eating the cheese or getting ready to eat the cheese. He had 4 slices on the bed. Jordan's whole room is done in the Grinch. Curtains, wall decor, and bedding. He also has his Grinch tree. Okay.
Oh,
That's cool. Um, Thomas says, I have family in the Philippines, and one of the adult boys has autism. He was lost for a few days and found him helping out the police there. He was told always go to the police. Manila can be a rough place.
yeah, I can.
Okay, well I'm glad was found. Hey Joe, how are you?
Hi, Joe.
Yeah, I'm glad he was found. I think this week we had a couple of of missing loved ones on the spectrum. I think one young lady has been missing a week, and then I seen another post from maybe that's who you were talking about in the Philippines because I think he was somewhere over there. Yep. So please, and then they had the one guy. I think they found him in some water by some water. Hey, did you see that, Mr. Charles? I think
Um,
he walked away from his home.
yeah, that's happened so often that I'm not sure which when this was or which one you're talking about or
Okay,
anything because that's would they find him alive or dead?
dead. I think they
Dead.
found his body.
Yeah, that's a
Yes,
tragedy. It happens all too often.
yes,
The
it
child's
does.
away because autistic kids are often drawn to water, and they end up drowning in a river or lake or pond or something.
Yeah. So please, parents, make sure you get your children in a water safety class, a swimming class as early as possible. Water safety is important. That's great that kids and adults remember to go to the police. Yes, it is. Yes, I heard about the young man. Okay. Yeah, that is. That is. Um, for help. That's wonderful. Something that's a great lesson to instill in our children if they find themselves lost. Great lesson. Hmm. So, anyone have anything else going on? How's school with the kids? How's it been going for those of you who have school age children? Oh, someone had asked me, and I answered the question by video on the page if DeAndre went to public school. And does anyone know anything about ABA school? The difference between going to a public school in a specialized classroom versus going to an ABA school, and your thoughts. Please share.
Well,
Tom, Thomas says women and kids are protected very good there. Strict laws, which we should have. Yes. Now, what were you going to say? I'm sorry, Mr. Charles.
no, I was going to say, I guess if you're studying law, you want to go to an ABA accredited school.
If you say, oh, Mr. Charles. You had to get that one in.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, but I'm curious. I would be curious to see. Now, DeAndre has had ABA services, but he was never in an inclusive, all in um, uh, an ABA school per se. He went to public school, and um, they had ABA based classroom, the life skills, the communication, the socialization. And he was in a self contained classroom throughout. Hey, Danielle, how are you?
hi Danielle.
But yeah, I would be curious to hear from someone whose child has been in an ABA school setting. And what would the difference is it set up like a classroom? Would it be set up like a uh if they were in public school in a self-contained room? Is it set up like that? Anyone have any exciting news to share? Let's see. Kelly says, I think Learning Center in our area is better than a standard public school. Jordan School is public, but I've never experienced with ABA. Okay. All right. Thomas says, I am getting dentures. Okay. Very good.
Right.
If it helps, it helps. That's very good, Thomas. Yeah. Yeah. So the learning center where you are, Kelly, is it ABA based? Danielle says, I'm well. How are you, Nita and Mr. Charles? I'm doing pretty good, Danielle.
And I'm doing fine. Till I came down here, it was relaxing with my beautiful wife, and so always enjoy relaxing with Cindy and enjoy being in this group too.
All right. Kelly says, my birthday is tomorrow. All right, Kelly. Birthday girl. Okay, it's not. Okay. Anyone in the chat? Have you anyone have experience? Danielle, you know anything about the ABA schools? Yep, happy birthday. Danielle says, Nita, let DeAndre know I need a and you know what? I just before I got online, I had to run him upstairs because he was just getting ready to get started. He had went in there and was cranking up the TV real loud. I said, "Oh no, not right now. Go upstairs and do that." So he's upstairs bothering Ari.
Yeah,
I need to start when he gets up in the morning. I need to start learning how to do that jump dance with him because I could
yeah.
stand to lose a few pounds.
Well, I think about the other part about it is he likes to be announced. There
Yeah,
used to be a TV program about that. I never watched it, but I saw it on the TV guide regularly. It would say to be announced.
to be announced.
Sometimes it'd be in the TV guide listing. It would say channel such and such channel to be announced, and
Oh,
there must be some program about being announced. I don't know. You know, never watched it, so I can't say for sure how
can't
they
say
did it.
for sure. Kelly says, I never heard of ABA till the last few years. Thank you, Danielle. Oh, for the birthday. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. For some people, ABA doesn't work. Others like me, I praise it. It worked well for us because, a lot of things that I didn't know how to approach with DeAndre and, teach him. His RBT was able to do it, with the patience and the care and the passion. Um, and I think it all depends on that RBT. They have to have the chemistry to be able to work together. Now, I've heard a lot of parents say it just wasn't it because they were either switching out RBTs or um, they the RBT just wasn't patient enough to work with the child. But yeah, it worked wonders for us. I was sorry that he had to um, graduate from it, but it worked wonders. And him and his RBT, like I said, they had that chemistry. She was beautiful. She worked with them, and um, yeah, he always Maya coming, Maya, and still to this day, he asked about his Maya. That's his Maya.
Yeah, well, that's nice. Yeah.
hmm Pam says Ralph is hollering at me, ready for his nightly routine. I need some of his energy.
Yeah.
DeAndre has plenty of it. Danielle says I'm not familiar with ABA schools. Okay. It didn't work for us. Okay. Yeah, see, some works good for some, and for some it doesn't work. Didn't Kate work one? How is she doing? Is she still active in the group? Um, she's still. I've seen her posting on my wall every now and then. I guess she's okay. Um, she at one point, yeah. What she won, Mr. Charles? Didn't she say she was an RBT?
Oh yeah, Kate. Yeah, I don't remember whether she said no. I remember Kate. Yeah, she's the one who was expecting a baby, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe
Um,
she's occupied with caring for her baby now.
I don't think she had a baby. I think the last thing
Maybe
we
I'm
heard
confusing her
was
with somebody else.
yeah, school. She was a school teacher or something. The last thing. But yeah, I think when she first started the group, I think she was a RBT. I'm not really, for sure on that.
Yeah,
Pam says, I wish Ralph could have at least tried ABA, but we never got the chance. Oh.
yeah. I'm I can't really place Kate now because I try to identify her one person, but I don't think that's not who it was. So I can't think who she might be now. But I hope Linda's doing okay. I haven't
Oh
heard
yeah,
from her in a
yeah.
while.
I know she says she'll probably be back with us in January. I checked on her a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna think when I get off the live, I'll check on them again. I know they had went to visit her mother in Japan. Um, after her brother's death to make
Yeah,
sure her mother was okay. So just giving them time to breathe a little bit, but she was doing okay the last time I spoke to her. So I'll check with her when we get off the live and see if she's okay.
yeah.
And I'll report back to everybody.
Okay.
And Kelly says Jordan did have a CNA only. Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Now with the CNA, they just helped with the like medical side. Did the CNA also help with like some sort of life skills, Kelly, or just kind of making sure he was okay? Okay, you guys, I'm gonna put the link. Uh-oh, hit the wrong thing. How did I do that? I'm gonna put the link in the chat. So if anything, anything, if anyone wants to come up, feel free. The link is in the chat. We got about 12 13, 12 more minutes. So if you want to come up and say hi or share something or, you know, feel free. You are more than welcome. Kelly says she helped with life skills also. Okay.
That's very good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something that, of course, those two psychologists that my mom and I went to during my senior year of high school, they helped a lot with that.
Okay. Now I wonder, well, I know they were still trying to find things out. Do you know when it was when they started um like services for autistic kids, Mr. Charles? Back
Uh,
back then?
well, the first time I ever heard about autism, I was in my 30s, which would put it in the late 1970s,
Okay.
when my late first wife Judy heard, and there was a told me there was a movie coming on TV about this program for teaching autistic kids, and I said, "What's that?" And she told me the kids are off in their own little world, and anyway, we watched the movie, and so at that time they'd started this education program, so that would be the first services for autistic kids, I guess you could say, and that would be in the late 1970s,
Okay.
or might have
Interesting.
started it earlier, might have started like in the early to mid 1970s, but the movie about it was in the late 1970s.
Okay.
That was the first time I ever even heard of autism, much less, and even then had no idea that it applied to me.
Yeah, I know when I first and DeAndre was diagnosed in the 2000s here. But that was my first time when I got his diagnosis. That was my first time really hearing about autism. I'm like, oh, what? What? What are you talking about? What is that? I mean, and when we're younger, we see, and when you think about it, um, it's like, yeah, when I was a kid, I know such and such down the street. Yeah, now I know. Oh, here's something, you guys. What do you guys think about the Barbie doll? I was thinking, you can't make everybody happy, but it is some representation. She's not what everybody thinks she should be, but I think it's a start, you know.
Yeah, I mean, how do you make an autistic doll anyway?
Right.
Autism doesn't have to do with appearance; it has to do with it's more you observe how the kid acts, what the kid does, and so
Hmm.
on. You can't diagnosis in no way involves appearance.
Hmm. So
So
I
how
think
do you
I
make
think
an
it's
autistic doll?
yeah, I was looking at it, online, and I think it's pretty cool because she has a lot of sensory issues. But I was looking at some of the parents. Oh, some of the parents are really upset because they're like, it's not a true representation. But here's the thing, you're right, because she's not a true representation of my son, of, your child, but she is a representation of somebody's child with autism, and they have the sensory accessories. So I think, for me, I think she's okay. Anybody have any thoughts about her? Anybody
Yeah,
disagree?
I mean, it's just that you can't really have a true representation of autism in a doll. You can represent certain aspects of it, but certain that affect some children, but you can't really represent the spectrum in a doll. And so it's the best they can do if they're trying to do that.
Mhm. Kelly says it took Jeremiah a while to get a diagnosis in the early 90s. I like the Dow. There's also the Down syndrome Barbie. Yep, I seen that too, Barbie. I think it's rather cool. And then you have a lot of shows now that represent they have some sort of autism representation in them. And these TV shows, a lot of people praise them. But guess what? They're not representing everybody like the dial. But there is some representation there. There is
Yeah.
some awareness that autism exists.
Well, of course, with the Down syndrome, you can represent that better in a doll because that does affect a person's appearance.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
First of all, but then the TV series, there you can show the behavior. You
Mhm,
can show, the quirky behavior, in which varies from person to person, but you can show that, and because there you have live action as opposed to just a still figure.
mhm. Can we only have a few minutes left? Can everybody show some love? If you are in the Facebook chat, even if you're not saying anything, that's quite all right. Can you please show some love by hitting the love or like or care button?
I'll have
I'd
to hit
appreciate.
that on my way out because I forgot to hit any button on the way in.
Okay, Mr. Charles. Don't hit that mean button, no.
Well, that was accidental. That time I hit
Oh,
it. That was
thank
accidental.
you, TikTok, for the love. I appreciate you guys. AJ, thank you.
And I
Thank you.
corrected it when I went out.
Okay. So I put the link in the chat. We have about 5 more minutes, you guys. If you like to come on up and share anything, feel free. Um, at least we have start. So yes, it's a start. It's a start, and I'm sure there are going to be other things that follow behind it. Um, people tend to get so mad about things. Hey, Jill, how are you?
Hi, Jill.
Yeah. So, but like I said, you can't please everybody, but their feelings are valid. If they feel like something else should be done, then for better representation, or they need to include another dial, then yeah, okay. But yeah, I think it's a good start.
Yeah,
Take out the frowny face on what? I'm good.
that's
Oh,
good.
good, Jill.
Yeah,
Uh, Kelly says there needs to be more male dials for our kids. There are army men. Why not disabled? Yep, there you go.
yeah, yeah. That's true too. Yeah,
Yeah. Joe says been a rough day. Not feeling very photogenic tonight. Sorry, that's okay, Joe. Hope you feel better. Hope
yeah.
you feel better.
Well, of course, you have the fact too that a lot of dolls are babies, and baby dolls never grow up. So,
Oh, before the
and
hearts. Okay. Go
and
ahead, Mr. Charles.
and newborn babies are too young to test for autism even. So, obviously they can't be portrayed as autistic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
because you don't know then.
that's
Yeah,
the
I
thing.
seen it, Jill. I got you.
That's the thing that back when I was married to my second wife, Eloise, back when she was still living, we had our three babies, Quanisha, Xerxes, and Tasha. Well, she would say they're the best behaved children anyone could ask for, but they never grew out of being babies.
I love those names though. Kelly says Riker likes his dials. He's
Three.
3. Okay. Yeah. That's their comfort. Yeah. DeAndre he has had a lot of action figures, but he doesn't really, like the dials or anything. He rather have a stick, you know. Give
Yeah,
him a stick and he's okay, or cars. Jill
Yeah,
says, I knew at 4 months old that something was going on with my grand. Really? Wow, that's real young.
yeah. Some kids are getting diagnosed quite early,
Yeah.
but I
I
mean,
guess,
I would say I was probably 3 or 4 years old. My mom really first started seeing any signs that there was something different about me,
okay. So she knew way back when
but didn't know what it was.
was, right? Hey, Jacquees. Hello, how are you? Yeah, we are about to end in just a couple minutes.
And Jacquees,
Kelly says we knew right away with Riker too. Okay. Now see me, now that I have had a chance to sit back and look back, I didn't notice anything then. I wasn't even thinking when he was a baby. But around that 6, 7, 8 month old, now that I look, he wasn't holding his bottle, he wasn't sitting up. He showed no interest in crawling. All he did was smile. Things like that. All that just went over my head. And then, as I start learning about autism after he got the diagnosis, then I was like, that was it right there. Wow.
yeah.
And it just went over my head.
Well, it took
Hmm.
the movie Rain Man to get me to see that the term might apply to me. In
Yeah.
fact, that it probably applied to me. That movie made it pretty clear. But when I first heard about autism, I had no idea, and even then, I was already in my 30s by the time I first heard about it.
Hmm. Jacque says last week I mentioned about Jasmine's behavior with the vitamins. 1 week extra later, it's been the same. Less. Okay. Come back in a couple weeks. Let us know.
Yeah.
I hope it improves each week. I hope they work out for you. Danielle says, have a great week, everyone. Take some time for self care. Remember to reflect on Dr. King's dream. Yes. Yes.
You two have a great week, Danielle.
Yes, Danielle. Get you some self care in. Jilly was between 18 when you got the diagnosis. Okay. Kelly says he didn't have any experience or he didn't respond to his expression. I'm sorry. Or he didn't respond to his feelings like crying or laughing. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's a pretty clear sign something is off.
Love your post about the fitness. Oh, that's one of the autism moms. She's putting on a workshop next month. DeAndre will be there. DeAndre will be, hopefully we can get him to do some jumping. Yeah, but Change the World for You, that's her organization. She's having a fitness workshop in February.
It's like that post that shows a cat saying, "I'm all about fitness. Fitness whole pizza into my mouth."
Oh my goodness. Jill says my grandson would stiffen up his body and make this noise. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That was your sign there. Jilly was between 24 months when we started to notice. Okay.
All right. Yeah. That
All
makes.
right, Jacquees.
All right.
Um,
Have a good week.
yes, Danielle. Reflect. Yes. Mr. Charles was doing trigonometry in kindergarten. Right.
Yeah. Well,
You were working with
almost
those numbers.
actually, I was. My parents gave me this book called Mathematics Made Simple, and
Uh,
it went into high school level math, but but I would say it was really in eighth grade that I took full trigonometry and I got the full
oh,
sense of it.
okay. And Joe says, take care and be safe, all. Okay, everybody, that's all she wrote. Mr. Charles, any final thoughts? Oh, we were missing Teresa this evening. She must have got busy.
Yeah,
Uh,
she must be, or maybe she thought we weren't having a
yeah,
lot.
probably. Any
But
final thoughts, Mr. Charles?
Yeah, I'll echo what Kelly is saying. Have a great week, everyone. Take care of yourself, and look forward to seeing everyone next week.
Yep, and please remember tomorrow's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day, Observation Day, a day of service. So please make sure check on the elderly, check on your neighbors, shovel some snow, go out and volunteer. And if you can't, like I said, just pick up the phone and make sure everybody is okay. All right, everybody, until next time. And remember, no book club meeting for tomorrow. You guys have an awesome, awesome rest of the evening on purpose. Good night.